Hey, it's Johara. Welcome back to my channel. And today we're going to talk about Legend of Korra Part 2. So I talked about the first two seasons, which took it half an hour because I kind of described it pretty well. And I gave a lot of spoilers. But oh well, because if you're watching this, then you've probably seen Legend of Korra. I mean, it's possible you could be watching this and are trying to decide if you want to watch Legend of Korra by hearing what I have to say. So yeah, so season 3. Did I tell you about spirit portals? No, I think I left after this. Right, I left that at a cliffhanger. Okay, so I told you there was a side effect from everything that happened at the end of season 2, and in the beginning of season 3, with the spirit portals being open, it caused people to start becoming airbenders. So the airbending, Aang fixed the Air Nation, sort of. He got a lot of volunteers to become air acolytes, which I think I told you about. That's how Tenzin met his wife, Pema, because she decided to be an acolyte. Basically, they learned the Air Nation ways, this and that, but the only problem is that no one in the Air Nation besides Tenzin and his family would be airbenders. And the Avatar, of course. But then Airbender started showing. It actually starts the season showing Boomy and his spirit animal companion, and he discovers he can airbend. No one believes him, of course, because it's Boomy, and until Milo decides to throw a play to him, and he manages to airbend, and they're like, miraculous! And then Mako meets someone who can airbend, and so yeah, people are starting to airbend, so they end up going around the world to find airbenders, which includes going to the Metal Clan and Zavu, that's what it's called. And they meet Lin's little sister, who is married and has 5 kids. I want to say 5. There's Batard Jr., the guy, I don't remember his name, but he is obsessed with art. He loves painting. And he seems like a goth. He just looks like a goth and acts like a goth. Then there's the twins, and then Opal, who's the youngest. Or no, I don't think she's the youngest. Is she the youngest? I think she's older than the twins, but she's definitely younger than Batard Jr. and the art guy. Oh well. But yeah, Bolin and Opal automatically have chemistry. I love them. They're my second favorite character from Legend of Korra. I'll get to my first favorite couple later. But so yeah, Mako's all awkward with Korra and Asami, considering he dated them both, and now they're really good friends. I mean, they've been friends, but now they've just gotten really close. And they work together a lot in this season. In season 1, you saw a lot of Korra and Mako heading out to danger. This one season is mostly Korra and Asami. But they learn about this thing called the Red Lotus, of people who try to kidnap Korra when she was a baby and they escaped prison. So, and their leader, Zahir, has been gifted with airbending, of course, right? They could just give good people airbending. They had to give a criminal airbending. But yeah, they tried to kidnap her and Zafu. Lin and Suyin had a lot of problems, but they sorted it out. But so they try to kidnap Korra, and then one of the guys is a lava bender. So and at this point, lava bending is rare, but yeah, so Zahir was also at the air temple for a little bit before they went to go get Korra, and and he kind of took down Kaya, but she put up one hell of a fight. I like Kaya, I do. But yeah, and so Zahir had and his girlfriend, who has his combustion powers, just like Combustion Man from Avatar. Then there's a girl with no arms who's a waterbender, and then the earthbender who can also lava bend. And so they managed to stop them and get Korra back, and then the guys ran off. and then they find out the only way that they could get into Zafu is by a leak, meaning one of her guards must have told them and let them in and stuff like that. So they interrogated everyone, and Suyen's number one right-hand man was interviewing everyone to see if they could lie, because he's like a lie detector, like, because Earthbenders can't do that, you know. I think Toph was the first person to really been able to do that, but a lot of people learned after her. And so yeah, but then he said that this kid is lying, and he's only 18. He's lived in Zafu his entire life, and so Mako was questioning, how could this kid be, you know, working with these mastermind criminals? And he didn't buy it, and neither did Korra, Sami, or Bolin. No one bought it. So they decided to look at I don't remember his name. The guy, Sue's right-hand man. They decided to look at him and look at his apartment, and then they find out that it's him. He lied, and he's been working with the Red Lotus, which made Suyin really upset, obviously. So Sue gave them permission to take one of her like cars or whatever and go after them, because she wants him back to like get punished or whatever. And they do. They realized, because they found out about a meeting place he's supposed to meet here, to find out that it was in the spirits realm. So Korra ends up meditating in there, and then when the rest of the Red, and they were expecting that, they were waiting, and then the rest of the Red Lotus came to grab Korra. So Asami takes Korra on Naga and runs off, protecting her, and Mako and Bolin stay to stop them. They do end up capturing them, sadly, and Korra and Asami gets captured too, but by the Queen, the Earth Queen. I skipped that part, didn't I? The Earth Queen is not a good person, and she was forcing the Arab nation, the people in the Bossing Saint who discovered airbending, she imprisoned them and is forcing them to join her army or whatever. So Korra broke them out, and that did not make the Earth Queen happy. So the four of them were wanted because of that. So Zahir ends up going there, giving her Mako and Bolin, and telling them to and saying that we'll give you them if you give us the Avatar, because you'll get a lot of hate and people will try to overrun you if they know you have the Avatar. So she agrees, as long as she gets Bolin, Mako, and Asami, because all they want is Korra. But as this is going down, where Korra and Asami is, they manage to escape because Asami is good, and she gets Korra out, and then they were going to fly the airship somewhere else, but then they accidentally crashed it, and Asami, being Asami, would manage to not be able to fix the airship per se, but use the parts to build something else to get them out. And they were free when they met up with Lin and Tarlok, and no, not Tarlok. Not Tarlok. I always get their names confused. Tarlok is the guy from the first season who was Amon's brother, part of the council. I'm talking about Tonrock. See, their names are similar. Tonrock, that's her dad. And while this is going down, Zahir kills the Earth Queen by taking out her the air from her lungs. And then Bossing Saint became hectic, and he lets all the prisoners go and lets Mako and Bolin go if they give Korra a message. I forgot what the message is now. Oh well. So they managed to find them, luckily. I'm not gonna give away every little detail, but things happen, and then Zahir kidnaps Korra, and that was so sad. You know, he tortures her, tries to poison her, tries to force her to the Avatar state so she can so he can kill her in the Avatar state, so there's no more Avatar, which is really sad. And she fights it though, as long as she could, but then she managed to escape in her Avatar form and starts fighting them, and she has a big blowout with Zahir, while Mako and Bolin are fighting the Earth Bender and the Water Bender, and who's fighting the Combustion Bender? I don't know, someone's fighting her. Oh, the Airbenders are fighting her, I think, and then she dies. But anyways, I think the Earthbender and the Waterbender died too, but I don't remember how. I read that they died. I was like, wait, they died? I didn't remember they died. Because Zahir doesn't die, he just gets imprisoned again. Anyways, so yeah, he has this big blowout with Korra. Korra wins barely, and then kind of falls, and then Tonraq is holding her, and then they realize that the poison inside her is metal, so Sue ends up metal bending it out of her, but she ends up paralyzed. So the last scene was Janora's coronation to become airbending master. Oh, I forgot to mention Kai. Kai came. He was a little bit of a troublemaker. Their first airbender they recruited. He doesn't have a family, and he has a connection with Janora, and I ship them. They're probably my third favorite couple in Avatar. Or not Avatar, Legend of Korra. Because I have different couples in Avatar that I love. But yeah. And, so she becomes an air master, and Korra is paralyzed from the waist down. So it shows Sami kind of getting her hair ready. And she says that I'm always here for you. I will help you for whatever you need, and let's just be there for Janora's big day. And she agrees, and then they go, and Janora is coronated, and it ends with showing Korra and a tear rolling down her cheek, and it's just so sad. My baby Korra. Anyways, season 4 is actually 3 years later. Mako is a detective and is being forced to guard the Prince Wu for the Ba Sing Se, who's about to become the Earth King. Asami's really high up there now too. Bolin is working for Kuvira, and Kuvira was shown at the end of season 3. She was kind of helping. She worked with Sue. Sue actually took her in when she was only 8, because she didn't have a family. So her betrayal to Sue really hurt. But yeah. So Bolin and Opal are having some issues. They've been dating for the past 3 years. Korra's missing. Well, not missing, but no one knows where she is. And she's supposed to be coming there, but yeah. Tonraq comes and they thought Korra was supposed to be there. She said she left the South Pole 6 months ago, and said that she was in sent me letters saying she was in Republic City, and she wasn't. Then the next episode is a big flashback episode of show what Korra went through, her recovery to be able to walk again, and it showed that she only wrote letters to Asami, not to Bolin or Mako, and which Mako finds out, but Korra eventually goes there. Varric and Julie is with Bolin too, working for Kuvira. But yeah, there's like 2 storylines, like one with them, then one with Bolin, Varric, and Julie. But yeah, so season 4 was really good. Season 3 and 4 are my favorite. But Kuvira ends up liking the power and not letting Prince Wu be coronated, assuming because she won't step down. Bolin finds out that everything she knew about her was wrong, and him, Varric, and Zuli try to escape, that doesn't work out very well the first time. The second time they manage. Yeah, and so Mako, Korra, and Sami get into a big fight, but then they have to get together to save Prince Wu, and it was like old times, so they had fun. Oh yeah, and you see Toph. Did I mention that? I didn't mention Zuko either, did I? Zuko was in last season, with Zahir and everything, and then Toph was shown here, in the flashback episode, or right after the flashback episode. She was helping, Korra like get back on her feet and stuff, and she found out she had more metal inside her, so Toph had metal bend the rest of it out for her to be at full strength. It's still a long recovery for her to make though. So yeah, Bolin and Opal make amends because Kuvira took Sue's family, and Lynn, Opal, and Bolin worked together to save them. A little bit of help with Toph, and I love that scene. And yeah, so and then yeah, so they were all reunited again and happy. Zuli betrayed Varric and decided to work with Kuvira, but then he finds out that she only said any of that to stop her machine to get on her good graces. So Bolin and them had to save her too. So her and Varric got better. Oh, and Sami saw her dad for the first time in prison after all these years, and she told him to stop writing her. She never opened the letters, and then later on she came back saying, I want to try and make things better, so let's just start slow and stuff. So yeah, but so Kuvira starts taking down Republic City because Aang and Zuko had taken some of Ba Sing Se land to create Republic City. So she was trying to get it back. So she started attacking. They were trying to get everyone out. Wu stepped up and started acting like a real prince. Yeah, so they all started fighting. Mako and Bolin were in the engine room, I think, of the big contraption she's making. Lin brought in Asami's dad. But Sue's oldest son, Batard Jr., was betrayed by Kuvira and was really upset because he betrayed his family for her because they were engaged, they were in love. But yeah. So they were able to take down Kuvira. And Korra accidentally because she ended up saving Kuvira's life. And then ended up making another spirit portal in the heart of it. And then everyone was looking around. Mako had got pretty injured because he decided the only way to stop that thing was by lightning it, but shooting lightning at it, but that could kill him. Bolin did not like that, but made him promise to get back out. But Bolin ended up coming back to check on him and ended up having to get unconscious Mako out before he died, because Bolin wasn't gonna go anywhere without his big brother. Asami's father ended up dying. He sacrificed himself for Asami. He had to finish what he was doing so they could get inside, and so he got Asami out of the little contraption they made by pushing a button, and then he ended up dying, making amends, and it's really sad. But yeah, so Kuvira went to prison, and everyone was looking for Korra. Korra left the spirit portal, and everyone was relieved. They all hugged. Team Avatar. I love Team Avatar. Oh yeah, before the big fight, Varric proposed to Julie, and she said yes. So the end is kind of showing their wedding, and Bolin is the one like doing it, I guess. And so I'm really mad because Korra didn't have a final moment with Bolin. She had a final moment with Mako, Tenzin, and Asami, and I loved her final moments with all three of them, but she should have had a final moment with Bolin, and I will never get over that. I mean, I love their friendship. It's probably my favorite friendship on the show, and I'm just really mad that it didn't show it. You know? I mean, it didn't show Korra's last moment with Bolin at the end of the show. But she talked to Mako about Oh yeah, there was a flashback episode. It was kind of went over what happened last 3 seasons. That was kind of a funny episode. But anyways, moving on, because we got it from 3 point of views. We got it from Mako's point of view, from his relationship with Korra, and a little bit of Asami, and then we got it from I lost the name. Korra's point of view, from everything she's been through. She was talking to Asami during all this, and then we got it from Varric's point of view, and Bolin could say, "No, that's not what happened. You're telling it wrong." And then when he tried to tell it, everyone was like, "Oh, come on, that version's boring. Let's hear Varric's version." He was like, "Okay, fine." But anyways, going back to the ending. So she had her last moment with Mako, and Mako was like, "I'm always here for you." And then she had her last moment with Tenzin, and he was like, and he was like, "You transformed the world in more in a few years than most avatars did in their lifetime." And then she had her last moments with Asami, and Asami was like, I don't think I could have lost you and your father in the same day." So Korra hugs her, and then Asami's like, "I could use a vacation." Korra's like, "Yeah, let's do it, anywhere you want." And Asami's like, "I've always wanted to see what the spirit world was like." So she's like, "Sounds lovely." So it shows them after the wedding. They had changed and stuff, and they were in normal attire, and then they walked to the spirit portal holding hands, and then they kind of put their foreheads together, and voila, they ended up together. I ship it so much. I do. I'm a hardcore Korra shipper, and those people who say that it came out of nowhere, they're wrong, because if you pay enough attention, there's actually a video on YouTube that you guys should definitely check out, where it's called Turf Wars or something. But yeah, it's basically someone saying, explaining how it was building up slowly for their relationships. And I love relationships that build up slowly. I mean, it did build up a little bit more slowly than a lot of relationships, but that's because they couldn't downright say, "Oh yeah, we're getting feelings for each other," because it was a kid's show and it was made early 2000s, so it was still not really, well, not really early 2000s, but you get what I mean. Yeah, they couldn't exactly downright say what's going on, but they wanted to at least show some hints that it was happening. And I saw it coming up. I was like, "I see what you're doing there." I saw it coming. I did. And I probably would have been upset if they didn't end up making them come out at the end of the show, because I did see the signs. And if they didn't end up together, then they probably would have been my non-canon ship. But yeah, they're so cute together. Bolin and Opal are so cute together. They made amends, and they're happy now. So is Korra and Masami, and everyone's happy. And they made their little vacation. I really want to see the I lost my train of thought. I really want to see read the comics, Avatar and Legend of Korra. I've never been a big comics person, but I do love both shows, so I want to give the comics a try, just because to get more of an insight on the shows. That's why I read the Seekers manga, why I'm going to read the Warriors manga once I finish the series, and that's why I want to read the Charmed and Buffy comics, just because I want a more insight of what happens. So yeah, but I actually really love it. Mako gets better. A lot of people say Mako's terrible, and I didn't like Mako at the beginning too, but he gets so much better, and I just wish Mako would get a little bit more love, kind of like how I felt about Korra. Korra is getting more love these days. Now it's Mako's turn, I guess, and Korra does deserve more love, but Bolin deserves more recognition. He's amazing. He's everything. He's so sweet and kind, and he's Sokka. He's like the next generation of Sokka. He really is. I swear, he is. It's like Sokka died, Bolin's born. Bolin is the new Sokka. Kind of like the Avatar. I wonder who will be the next Sokka / Bolin after Bolin's demise. Oh, that made me sad. I don't want to think Bolin dying. Okay, so I don't think I really went much into the kids of the original Team Avatar. Katara and Aang, I'm still upset Katara and Zuko weren't the thing, but Katara and Aang had Bumi, who was a non-bender until he became an airbender. Kaya, who was a waterbender, and then Tenzin, who was an airbender. Then Toph has 2 daughters with 2 different guys, and Neither one of them knew their father, Lin and Sue, and they're both earth and metal benders. Oh, I forgot to mention in season 3, Bolin becomes a lava bender. Lava was chasing him, Mako, and Tenzin, and someone else. I think Lin. Was it Lin? I don't remember. But he ends up running back to the lava and then lava bending it that way. And he became a lava bender. Yeah, I forgot to mention that. But, and then Zuko had a daughter. It only showed her once. And so it didn't really get much into her. She did have a kid, though. Iroh II, which you do see a few times. He, I don't think, is a bender, and it doesn't mention if Izumi is a bender either. Yeah, because if Iroh was a bender, it would have mentioned it, or at least showed, because he helped them in battle a couple times. But anyways, Kaya didn't have any kids. I'm pretty sure I heard that it was mentioned in the comics that she was a lesbian too, like Korra and Asami. Or Korra and Asami are actually bi, but yeah, they're not lesbians. It's a different thing. Bumi didn't have any kids. Tenzin had 4. They kind of forgot about the younger kid the last 2 seasons. I swear it did. It never showed them, never mentioned him. But yeah, they're all airbenders. Well, the oldest 3. It never says that the youngest one is an airbender. I mean, Katara said something while Pema was pregnant, but there's never any confirmation, because by the last season, with the time jump and everything, he should have been at least a good 4 years old, maybe 5. But yeah. Lin never had any kids, and then I told you about Sue being married to Baatar and then having 4 kids. I said 4. No, I said 5. Right there was 5. There was Baatar Jr., the art guy, the twins, and Opal. Yeah, 5. Okay, I was right. 5 kids. Who and Baatar. I don't know if Baatar Jr. I don't know if Baatar Jr. was an earthbender. I don't think so, because it never showed him earthbending. The art guy I know wasn't, because it never showed him or anything. He was just too busy with art and stuff. Baatar, Sue's husband Baatar, I don't think was an earthbender either. And then Opal wasn't, but she did become an airbender. But her 2 twin sons were earth and metal benders. They made up a game where they constantly went after each other with metal and stuff. So yeah. Oh, and Korra became the first metal avatar. I don't think I mentioned that either. Sue taught her. I love Kaya. I wish it would show her more. I'm glad it showed Sue a lot, because I loved her. I'm still a little bitter it didn't show Kaya more. I really liked her. And then who else? I wish it would have showed Izumi more. I mean, I don't really have any feelings towards her, because it only showed her the once. And she was the new Fire Lord at that point. And her son, Iroh II, was like a general in the army or whatever. Kind of like Bumi was. Until he became an airbender. Then I guess he just kind of gave up and started learning airbending. I don't know. But yeah. Lin was on since the very beginning till the very end. She showed a lot of her. Same with Tenzin. They're probably the kids that showed a lot. And you find out that they actually used to date before Tenzin met Pema. Yeah, but I love Legend of Korra, you know, and I just think it deserves more love. It really does. So I guess that's all for today. Please like and comment, and like and subscribe and comment what you think about Legend of Korra. I'm probably gonna make a whole video just about Korrasami, like I said I would about Zutara, because I might even make a whole video about Sokka and Suki and Bull and Opal if I can find enough material for them. I do love them too. They're no Zutara and Korrasami, but they're still awesome. They're like second. So yeah, that is all for today. Have a good day.